What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Moon Lagoon. It is me, Lucid, and today I'm going to be doing a pick a crystal reading for you guys. By the title you can tell this is going to be one about how you can connect more to your spirit guides or ways in which your spirit guides may try and connect to you. So I have 3 crystals here. They're going to represent a pile because I'm going to be working with 7 different decks, and I know this sounds excessive, but that's how they told me to do it, so that's what I'm doing. Pile 1 is labradorite stone that I've got, and then pile 2 is going to be just a clear crystal quartz pyramid, and pile number 3 is some kyanite, and I don't really know if you can see that, but it's a really pretty crystal. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so go ahead and just take a second. If you're not used to doing pick a cards or pick a crystal readings, just center yourself, take a nice deep inhale and a slow exhale, and just pick whichever stone your eye or your gut is drawn more to. Some people say not to go by your eyes, but if you clicked on this video and one immediately stuck out to you, then I would go with that one. If you look at one and you feel more pulled by your gut and your body, I would go with that as well. But whichever one just calls to you the most, and sometimes more than one does, and that's okay, but definitely try and just pick one if you can, and I will see you at your pile. What's up, Labradorite people? Welcome to pile number 1, crystal number 1, of how your spirit guides are going to try and speak to you or connect to you, or ways in which you can speak and connect to your spirit guides. So let's just go ahead and get started with my first pile. I'm using the As Above of the Book of Shadows Tarot, and I'm going to get your first card out. I know this is a very baby pile, but I'm taking out very specific cards. Spirit guides, pleading ancestors. May I have a card for pile number 1, Labradorite, for ways in which they can connect to you, their spirit guide. This is going to be very interesting. I've never done it this way. May I have 1 card, please, for pile 1, the best way in which they can speak to you, please. Ooh. Ooh, okay, thank you. Okay, I was wondering how that was going to fall out. So pile number 1, your first card. If I can get to focus, oh Lord. Okay, I fixed my camera. So your first card is going to be dreams, actually. So one of the ways in which you can connect to your spirit guides, if you haven't already felt this or are currently feeling it with all the changes that have been going on for the collective, is through your dream space. This card in this deck very specifically represents your spirit guides trying to speak to you in the dream space, trying to connect to you in your dream space. You could be getting very obvious, clear messages of things they want to tell you, or things they want to warn you about, or things they want you to move closer towards. In terms of how to connect more to them or how they want to connect to you, I would definitely take this as a sign that if you haven't already, you will begin to connect more to your spirit guides in your dream space. I recommend keeping a dream journal and maybe even writing things that you want your spirit guides to speak to you about, or any questions you may have. Write that in the journal and then see whatever comes up in the dream space at night, and write down your dreams every morning. With this card being pulled out, this definitely says that keeping a dream journal can be very important for your path, more important for you specifically as far as wanting to gain guidance through your spirit guides, or to gain clarity whenever it comes to needing clarification or needing better guidance, especially if you're feeling lost. Your spirit guides are waiting for you in the dream space to talk to you. Very cool. Okay, so let's go ahead to your next section. What are some other ways in which you will connect to pile number 1, spirit guides? What are some more ways in which you'll connect to them? Oh, thank you. All right. Your next card is the Summerlands. Ooh, I like this. So they told me to pull out the majors for this As Above deck, so this represents the Fool, actually. This to me is telling me that this is more about what your spirit guides kind of want you to lean more towards, or what kind of energy they want you to kind of reach out for more, even with him reaching in this way. I feel like some of you may have already felt kind of like you're interested in connecting more to your spirit guides, but you weren't always sure if you were actually connecting to them. But they definitely want you to reach out to them because they are ready to listen. They definitely want you to feel a lot more open to your spiritual world, your spiritual center. I'm also getting this strong feeling that this represents like a very important start in starting to talk to your spirit guides. If you're not used to speaking to them, or if you're not used to connecting to them on a daily basis, this is telling me that they definitely want to have a larger part in your life. They definitely want to play a larger role in helping guide you to where it is you need to go in your actual like world. So despite connecting to you in the dream space, they also want to connect to you in like your daily waking life. So they definitely want to play a larger role in your life. They definitely want to be more prominent in your space, in your world, in your reality. So this is very pretty, actually. I really like this. Your spirit guides definitely want to be more of like a active role than just sitting on the sidelines waiting for you to ask for them for advice. They kind of want you to talk to them all the time is kind of what I'm getting. They want to talk to you when you're asleep and when you're awake. Alright, so let's go on to the next section. This is very interesting, you guys. Like I said, I've never done this type of read before, so this is actually pretty cool. Okay, so these next cards are also majors as well, but let's go ahead and see what I get from these. Spirit guides, are there any messages you want to send to pile number 1 through these cards? Yes? Okay. Ooh, you got the Magician. This is from the Tarot Familiars deck, which you can actually probably see back there. Let me see if I can get it to focus. This is a very pretty card, and to me, I kind of get more about recognizing your power to speak to them. Oh, Lord. There we go. To me, this card seems a lot more about like recognizing your ability to truly connect to the spiritual world. I'm also getting just cats in general, or even at nighttime, feeling a lot more connected to them. Oh wow, I'm getting a strong pull in my hand that's a yes. They want you to connect to them more in like a very quiet, intimate way. Really sitting in like, maybe not even during the daytime, maybe closer to nighttime. The moon is speaking out strongly here to me that you could feel more connected to them when it is dark, or when you're outside at night, or if you're looking out your window, or if you're really trying to get into a more quiet, serene, you know, those like eerily quiet times where you feel like nobody else is awake. This can be an optimal time for you to truly like let yourself connect to them if you're having trouble connecting to them during the daytime. And with just the Magician as the card in general, this is the next card after we have the Fool. So this is telling me they definitely want you to continue to move forward, to move closer to them. And with the cat here, like I said, I also feel like maybe sometimes you may just see cats a lot, or cats will start coming to you more to let you know that your spirit guides have something to tell you or that they want to share with you. So definitely keep that in mind as well. But that's mostly what I'm getting from this card here. Alright, I guess I'm going to really have to find a way to like set this up, because I want the sun out so you guys can see these, but then they're also putting a glare on the card, so the struggle is real right now. I'm sorry, you guys. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and keep moving. So now this is going to be more of like a advice portion, or like just an intuitive pull as well, but I am going to see if I can get anything from the So Below portion of this deck from the Book of Shadows, just to see if there's anything they want to say before I move on to more oracle based advice. Is there anything you would like to share from the So Below deck for pile number 1? Is there anything that you would like to share in the So Below deck for pile number 1 for the Labradorite? Thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? Oh my god, too many spirit. They have a lot to share, but I got one card out. Oh, they said just take one. Okay, my bad. I guess I should listen to them. Okay, so the one card that you got from this one, another major, and I didn't take any of the cards out of that deck. So you got the Fool twice. Some of you guys may be in Aries, and that might just be the confirmation that you need. But for me, also on top of that, getting the Fool twice is just telling me that this is like, could be a brand new thing for you, or a brand new cycle for you, and connecting more to them. This may be something that you don't necessarily do all the time, or you just kind of do occasionally, but they want you to step into it now with more authority. They definitely want you to pull out that Magician energy and recognize the power in connecting more to them and definitely seeing them in that every day. This to me kind of pulls in with that idea that you're going to start seeing signs on your everyday life, in your everyday life as you're walking, just listening to your music. You may even hear messages through your music or see certain birds or certain animals more and more. I'm definitely getting this pull that definitely more animals will be showing up in your path as well when your spirit guides want to send you a message or speak to you. But also just in general, the Fool doubled is definitely telling me they want you to continue to move towards them, especially if you may not always feel like you definitely want to kind of do that all the time, or you might not feel as comfortable doing it all the time. It's definitely something that they're encouraging you to step more into, in my opinion. Alright, so let's keep going. Now I'm going to get some advice for you guys. I'm going to start with the Nature's Whispers deck. It's technically an oracle deck, but I'm just going to kind of read the energy that's in the cards to see if there's anything else your spirit guides want to tell you through this one. Whew. Okay. So you've got perfect setting and keep your dreams alive. So what I'm seeing from this one, just from like intuitively reading them, is they want you to recognize that you can create the reality that you wish to have. Like, you are the master of your own life. You're the master of what it is you want to put into action, and in connecting more to them, they can help you in perfecting that perfect setting vibe. Is like them being able to help you really hone in on how it is you want your life to look, the things that you want in it. Through connecting to them and speaking more to them, they can help you to find the clarity that you need by giving you certain signs, giving you certain visions or feelings, premonitions that help you understand what it is you truly want to create with keeping your dreams alive. It's only through starting to create what it is you want that your dreams can become reality, and they want you to keep going towards whatever it is that you personally desire, whatever it is that you're personally seeking to have more of in your life. You can create that. Crystals is sticking out really strongly for me here, a little bit of the planetary vibe, just in general, maybe even just connecting more to your galactic nature. If you feel that you may look at the stars a lot, look up at the sky a lot, or feel really connected to crystals, I would definitely look into that as well. But just in general, that overall vibe of they want to help you in creating the life that you want and helping you to manifest the dreams you desire, they definitely want to play a role in that, which is very beautiful. I like that for you guys. And I'm going to fix the camera again. Okay guys, so I fixed the lighting a little bit because it was driving me crazy. I thought keeping the window open would help, but apparently that was causing a glare, and I kind of want you guys to be able to look at them while I'm talking about the other cards. So we're going to go ahead and move into the next deck, which is more about, like I said, the oracle advice now. Although for me it's very clear they're trying to speak to you through your dreams, through your waking world. They want you to feel more a part of it, recognize your power in it, to move through it and know that they're speaking to you. They want to help you create the perfect world that you dream of, letting you know to keep those dreams alive. I'm definitely getting a lot of nighttime vibes, even though there is stuff happening in the daytime as well, but we're going to keep going. Now I'm asking my next deck, the Goddess Isis Oracle, what advice Isis has for you. Goddess Isis, what advice do you have for pile 1, Labradorite? Thank you. Okay. We got 2. Stay true and be in your power. This is what the back of the card looks like. So I think it's pretty. I want you guys to see it. Yeah, look at her. She's owning it. Okay. Stay true and be in your power. You are a sovereign divine being with spiritual authority and freedom within. You do not need permission from anyone to be who you are and live your life as you so choose. This is your divine birthright. Guard it as the precious treasure that it is, and remember that you are a divine being, free to be you. So this definitely goes in line with the Magician card for me, in recognizing your power, recognizing your ability to manifest what it is you desire, manifesting everything that you want in your life, and your spirit guides definitely want to help you in recognizing that you can do that. I'm getting that very strongly for you. And the other card that I got for you was the Flower of Life. Let me show you the back of this one. Another very strong recognizing your power energy. I'm also being drawn to the falcon here as well, and the flower behind her is very beautiful. Okay. You are entering a fertile period of your life. You are guided to think of yourself as a creative being and to surrender your control over to how things will manifest, and instead allow them to do so. Don't resist change. Instead, go with the flow and let it happen. Now is the time for your blossoming. That, to me, goes in line with the Fool card, definitely for both of those energies. I mean, just on top of everything here, I think that your spirit guides definitely want you to recognize your power. Your intuitiveness is something I'm also strongly getting. I don't think you may recognize how intuitive you are or how connected to spirit you are. I'm putting that up there. Keep the struggle bus a little slower. Mercury's in retrograde too, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But I'm definitely getting this vibe that they want you to recognize your power, not just as an individual, but like also just in your own natural right. Like that you are a divine being in general. You don't have to claim authority, you have that authority naturally. This is definitely something they want to connect more to because it does help you to understand when they are speaking to you and when they want to show you something or give you a sign. They definitely, your spirit guides definitely want you to recognize your power, not just like I said within yourself, but to create the world that you want and the world that you desire. They're definitely going to give you some ways in which to do that through the dream space. So definitely connecting to you at the nighttime and wanting you to move with them throughout your day as well. I've got 2 more decks, so hang in there with me, guys. Thanks for your patience. Like I said, this is kind of new for me. Okay, so let's go to the next deck. I'm using Earth Wisdom now to see if there are any like crystals or herbs, or if the card is just going to jump out for you as a confirmation. Spirit guides. Oh, too many. Okay, there we go. Didn't even get to ask. They're ready. So the card you got was Divine Protection. Whew. Okay. And, oh wow, I actually forgot to grab the book. Give me 1 second. So if it wasn't already clear enough, your spirit guides are definitely looking out for you, and the Divine Protection card just yells that to me even more. I don't really get this card a lot in general, even when I do read with these cards. I am definitely being drawn to the flowers here, but I'm going to read just the book to you because it actually has a lot of information, so you can just stare at this while I read. Okay, let's see if I can make it not glare on you. Okay. Divine Protection. Angelica is the herb that it recommends. It enhances divine protection, spiritual guidance, love, and healing. You can find Angelica probably at a grocery store, but also check out a crystal shop as well. And the crystal that it recommends is Andalusite. It's sometimes called fairy stones, and it can form a circle of protection. So you also may have specific guides as fairies as well. I don't actually have any fairy decks, but I might look into getting some if I pull fairy cards a lot. But there could actually just be fairy energy that's also around you or looking out for you. If you like to go walking through the woods or spend time in nature, you can definitely feel the presence of fairies there with you. And the statement that it has with this card for divine protection is, sometimes we are required to go where angels and perhaps even fairies fear to tread. Before heading into the deep, dark unknown, surround yourself with divine protection. Create a circle of light around yourself, drawing in protective energy from all around. Connect to your higher source and ask for love and guidance. And your affirmation is, I fear no evil. I am protected. I lean on the divine to surround and to guide me as I move through this dark and confusing time. And like I said, I was kind of getting this vibe that maybe you don't necessarily feel comfortable or were as comfortable connecting to your spirit guides because of the power that it brings or because of the difference in energy that you feel, and it not necessarily being something that's quite natural to you, but it will become natural with time. It is something that your spirit guides want to support you in doing and want to encourage you to add more of into your life. They are here divinely protecting you, and they do want you to feel protected as you connect to them, and don't feel like as you open that door that things will come in that you're not prepared for, because they're definitely here for you in case that is something that's on anyone's mind who picked this pile. I'm going to do my last pile now. I'll see what we get. This is actually the Pleiadian Emissaries of Light, the Pleiadian Messages of the Light deck. I am really closely bonded to this one because I do have Pleiadian ancestors. So let's see what advice they have for you. Pleiadian ancestors. Ooh. Okay, there we go. So we've got intuition. I love this card for you. And this is just what the back of the card looks like. Okay. Intuition. Your inner voice, your intuition, speaks to you throughout the day. This voice guides you to the path the universe has selected for you, the path toward the greater good, toward the light. Trust that listening to your inner voice will keep you going in the right direction. Use this card to help you take the time to meditate and reflect on what your intuition is telling you. Ask the angels, spirit guides, and Pleiadian light beings to help you trust what you hear. Be thankful for their guidance and help along the way. Thank them for their help in fulfilling your divine plan. And your affirmation is, I am listening to my inner voice, the push from within that is guiding me. This definitely feels like it goes right in line with this card of fear and going into the dark, or just that energy of the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen as you connect more to your spirit guides, but knowing if you use your intuition and you trust what you feel, you trust your natural sensitivity to energy and to spirit, that you will go in the direction that you want. And those are all the cards that I have for this pile. I really hope that you resonated with some of the messages here. I am sorry that it's not as clear as I would like for it to be, but I hope that you got something from this. I hope that you do decide to start connecting more to your spirit guides in your dream space, in your waking world, recognizing your power, recognizing your ability to create the dream that you want, and that your spirit guides definitely want to help you. They're going to try and speak to you through animals. They're going to speak to you throughout your day through music. They definitely want you to start on this path. They definitely want to speak more to you. I hope you liked this pile 1. Thank you for watching. See you next time. What's up, pile 2? Okay, so I was having some issues with lighting, but hopefully in the future it'll get better. I'm definitely going to try my best to make sure you see the cards as clearly as possible. But let's go ahead and get right into it, because I do have, like I said, 7 piles. So let's go ahead and start off with first the Book of Shadows Tarot. I'm using the As Above portion to see the ways in which your spirit guides may want to speak with you. Oh, okay. I got it. It is omens. So getting the omens card to me tells me, hold on, I'm going to make sure you can actually see it. Getting the omens card to me tells me that they're definitely trying to speak to you through odd occurrences and signs, those things that we consider coincidence that actually aren't coincidence. I'm being strongly pulled to the eclipse in this card, and I know it's a really dark card, so I'm just sorry that it's not really focusing that well. I'm definitely being drawn to the eclipse that's in this card. It is already a dark card in general, but the spirits are actually here. These are like undines that are trying to lead him to these signs they're showing. This raven is a sign. This 4-leaf clover is a sign. The one down here just found a lucky coin on the ground. There's a black cat with this. So each of these things in this world are actually a spirit guide trying to speak to you from another dimension. So I'm definitely getting this feeling that your spirit guides are trying to speak to you through those weird things. If you find a weird word somewhere written on a wall and you know that word means something to you, or you see a black cat right as you were thinking about something that was out of the ordinary, or you're getting these occurrences, these are ways in which your spirit guides are trying to tell you that they are coming to speak to you. When you start getting signs like this, and this also may be if you're not already getting these, this may be the beginning of them telling you that this is what's going to start happening. You're going to start seeing these odd occurrences. You're going to start feeling these weird premonitions and omens. And omens aren't a bad thing. This is definitely just letting you know that the way in which they're going to want to speak to you is definitely through a weird, like, you know, non-coincidental way, a way in which you're gonna know there's nothing else that can really explain it except that spirit really wants to speak to you. So definitely start looking out for like random little things, and like even if you have lucky charms of your own or certain animals that you're drawn to, going to become more prevalent. And what usually happens is once these start showing up, things will happen soon after this that are in relation to that omen, letting you know something is about to happen. It may be within a day, within a week, an hour. It really depends on your own intuition, how that may come up, but they're definitely going to start speaking to you through signs. And the next eclipse that's coming up could also just be another one for you in general. But I'm going to slide this up a little bit actually so we can get some more cards out here. Okay, let's go ahead and keep moving. Very interesting. What are some other information that you'd like for them to know? Okay, they already gave me a card. Ooh, the God. Very interesting. So, to me, the God here is definitely speaking more about recognizing, because this is like in the As Above deck, this represents the Emperor energy here. As far as like them wanting to speak to you or ways in which you can speak to them, it's definitely through recognizing your power in the spiritual world, recognizing your power through connecting to them. I'm getting this feeling that as they start giving you these messages, as they start giving you these signs, you will feel this way. You will feel like you have more control over what's going on in your life, what's really happening in your personal world, your life path, your experiences, how they're all adding up to lead you towards a higher vibrational lifestyle, a more in tune with what you desire type of life. You're going to start feeling in control. You're going to feel this strong sense of inner knowing and wisdom, and you're going to gain a strong source of power, keep getting solar plexus energy with this, that you're going to definitely feel more grounded, honestly, more trusting about the universe and what's going on within it as you start to connect more. So this is very beautiful, strong energy. I really like that for you. All right. Moving on to the next deck, it's the Tarot Familiars deck back there. Any messages for pile 2? Crystal quartz. Thank you. Let's see what you got. Ooh, you got the Hanged Man. Very interesting. So, the Hanged Man coming right after the God. Hangman can be about being stuck or, you know, like upside down, not really knowing what to do. In the Tarot Familiars deck, though, this is, to me, about clarity. I'm getting that full moon in the background very strongly, how the clouds are dissipating and the moon is very full. The raven always brings messages of magic. The skull is standing out as well with all of the different, it's actually got like a bunch of different like countries, I think, on it. Whatever's standing out to you in this card, I'm getting this feeling that some of you may be staring at something specifically in this card as you're looking at it. Definitely hold on to whatever it is that stands out the most to you, but from what I'm getting intuitively, this is about through connecting to your spirit guides, through seeing more omens and signs and things kind of adding up and you recognizing that your spirit guides are really talking to you, you're definitely going to have a new perspective, a new clarity. The Hanged Man doesn't always have to be hung up not seeing things the right way. Sometimes being grabbed by your ankle and lifted upside down helps you to see things in a new light, in a new way. And I think connecting to your spirit guides more or noticing when they're giving you signs is going to help you feel like, again, like I said, that God energy. You're going to feel the strength of that, and then also you're going to feel strength and clarity through connecting to them more. Things that you may not always necessarily feel like you have or that you have to work a little harder to get, strength and clarity will be coming easily to you through connecting more to your spirit guides, which is very beautiful. I'm going to be using the So Below now for your next portion. It's from that Book of Shadows Tarot. I love that they have a As Above and a So Below of their decks. Ooh, okay. We're taking it. So you got the Knight of Chalices, which is equivalent to the Knight of Cups. To me, this card is kind of interesting because I feel that, especially when it comes to Knight of Cups, Page of Cups is always about the beginning of a creative pursuit, and Knight of Cups is someone who's currently moving towards it. I'm getting this strong feeling that your spirit guides know that there is some creative endeavor or some creative life or spark within you that they want you to nurture more of. I'm getting this feeling, this spirit guide is really being drawn to me, blowing that energy onto the book. You may like to creatively write, you may like to draw, you may like to do stuff with your hands, your fingers in a creative way, or you may just love to like daydream. You may love to think of all these creative things you want to do. This card to me is telling me that they want you to add more energy into doing that. Kind of take some of that God energy and that clarity, add it to this and start really creating that world that you see. Start paying more attention to your natural creative talents. You have a lot of natural creative energy and a lot of ideas, a lot of creative notions that you may not always act on, you may just think about. They want you to start acting on it. I'm definitely feeling more connected to this spirit guide right here. They definitely want you to act more into this energy than that energy where you're just kind of thinking about it. They want you to do. They want you to get into that strength and clarity, and you will start to feel more supported in doing these creative and nurturing to your soul endeavors as your spirit guides give you confirmations and give you signs to keep going towards whatever it is you feel naturally drawn to. So that's very beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. I'm using the Nature's Whispers deck now to see if we get anything intuitively from these cards. Is there anything you'd like crystal quartz to know from this pile, please? Is there anything you'd like crystal quartz to know from this pile? Oh, this deck is really big. Is there anything you'd like crystal quartz to know from this pile? Thank you. Okay. You got Clear Out the Old. I love this because it feels very much in line with that previous card about your creative energy that you just keep thinking about, or you may just like kind of sit and idealize what it is you want. This is about letting go of anything that no longer works for you in that way and actually starting to make room, because you can only start creating if you make room for creating. So there are some things you may need to let go of, things that may no longer fit with what you want to start doing. And this card is your spirit guides telling you to let go of those things. Sorry, my camera overheated a little bit, but I gave it just a couple minutes. I'm getting really strongly pulled to, and I hope you can see it. There is a clock right here. I'm getting this feeling like some of you may feel like you don't have enough time in a day. There isn't enough time to go towards what it is you want, but there's a sun shining behind that. There is this illumination that there is no worry of time anymore, that you shouldn't be worried about how much time you have when it comes to making the room for these endeavors, because they will be worth it. And I'm getting this feeling that whatever you try to create or whatever you're trying to nurture, whatever you want to really start to bring more of into your life, whether it is your own creative pursuits or your life path, your career goals, that in doing that, there will be a loss of time. Like, you know, when you really, whatever it is that you enjoy doing that makes you forget what time it is, makes you lose sense of what time it is, that is something you should definitely start to add more of your energy towards, and your spirit guides want to help you towards. They will give you very clear signs of what that is. I am being drawn to the two people here, but even more than that, I'm being drawn very strongly to the flower. This flower, obviously, I mean, it is obviously sticking out, but it's very strongly sticking out to me. Like I said, like, I don't know if some of you draw or paint or are really working with your hands, but I keep getting that feeling. And even they're saying what you're looking at here is something you could create. You could create something in this way. You could really, like, even make decks yourself if you really wanted to. Your potential is unlimited, and you have that creative ability should you choose to nurture it, which I think is very lovely. I'm actually going to put it up here. Clear out the old. So whatever you've got old in your life, definitely recommending to let it go. I'm going to do the Goddess Isis deck now to see what advice Goddess Isis has for this pile. Do you have any advice, Isis, for the crystal quartz pile? Do you have any advice for our crystal quartzes, please? Thank you. Which one? This one. Okay. Truths Unveiled. I got the... Hold on, let me see if I can clarify it. Beautiful card. I really like this card. Actually, I don't think I've seen this one before. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you, when you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. Trust what you feel, not what appears to be. This to me is kind of screaming to me that if there's anyone in your environment currently who may not support you going towards new creative ideas or going towards what it is you desire, that trust your gut. Trust what you feel is right for you, despite what anyone else may think, because only you can live your life, and only you are going to be the one who's thinking about everything that you did at the end of it, and whether or not you really did what you desired to do, and if you really used your life to create happiness for both yourself and other people. So definitely think about that. Something I'm getting. I'm using the Earth Wisdom deck over here now to see what Earth Wisdom has to say for you. This usually recommends an herb and a crystal, so I will be reading that as well. All right. We've got Practical Intuition. I'm doing pretty good at focusing these. I'm pretty proud right now. Okay, so I'm going to read this one for you. I'm going to grab the book because it does have a lot of info. Just naturally, intuitively, I'm connected to the moon again in this card very strongly. And also just being in, like, nature in large fields, or like kind of going outside at night is coming out a lot. And that person was out at night. This is a darker card, darker energy. And a lot of this is kind of solitude. And funny enough, actually, hold on one second. I'm going to tell you a funny story. Sorry guys, my camera overheated, but I was listening to a song while I was waiting for the camera to finish overheating, which was the funny story, and the song that was playing was Solitude is Bliss, and that's by Tame Impala if you want to check it out. I was definitely called to mention that song because I don't know if maybe you guys don't feel like you get enough solitude, or they're recommending that spending time in solitude will definitely be important for you. But I'm definitely going to read this card. Just spend some time taking a look at it if you'd like while I read what's in the book. Okay, Practical Intuition. Vinca is the herb it recommends. It grows close to the ground, a humble and grounded plant. It promotes the practical use of spiritual abilities and helps open the third eye. Lapis lazuli is the stone that it recommends, which I have on my bracelet. I'll show you in a second. It supports intuition and spiritual sight. The statement it has is, developing spiritual abilities is not the end of the journey. Just as the spring equinox heralds new life and beginnings, turning the page, knowledge is the start of a deeper path. Through application of spiritual skills, To create blessings in this world, we connect more deeply with spirit and gain wisdom. And I wish it would focus. There we go. And the affirmation is, I use my knowledge and understanding to solve practical problems. Through my wisdom, I help increase beauty in the world and help support the beneficial flow of energy, which is something I'm definitely strongly getting has to do with what you want to do creatively in your world, or the things that you want more of and the things that you need to let go of in order to have that it will take some grounded practical application that your spirit guides want you to know, even if it's something that isn't necessarily like, oh, I can connect to my spirit guides and this is how I'll be able to fix it. They are there with you as you are encouraged to find ways to add more of what you truly desire into your life. Using practical intuition is definitely important when you're living in the 3D world and you still have, 3D experience despite having a 5D nature and having a higher spiritual purpose. Your spirit guides definitely want you to know that this is something they want you to move towards, is definitely nurturing that creative within you, definitely nurturing the things that you truly desire, owning your power, owning the clarity that you get when you get these signs from them. They definitely, like, omens is like standing out really largely to me. And the last deck I'm going to use is the Pleiadian Ancestors, Pleiadian Emissaries of Light deck, one of my favorites, to see what they have to say for you, or what they recommend. Pleiadian Ancestors, what advice do you have for the crystal quartz pile? Pleiadian Ancestors, what advice do you have for the crystal quartz pile, please? Oh. Thank you. Okay. You got psychological self. This is just what the back of the card looks like. If you have been feeling like you are on a roller coaster ride, observe the intensity of your emotions, your beautiful psychological self. Your feelings and emotions are an important part of who you are, an excellent barometer inviting you to take a look at your psychological self. Perhaps this is a time to reach out to others and explore the many and varied healing modalities, 12-step programs, or other support groups. A professional can act as a guide to help you sort out challenging emotions. This card is reminding you to honor the psychological part of yourself, your feelings and emotions. Your emotions belong to you, and for this reason need to be understood, honored, and validated. Then your heart will be healed, and you will open to the light and hear the divine messages of love from the Pleiades. And your affirmation is, I am embracing the psychological part of myself. This, being paired with everything else, definitely speaks strongly to me that they want you to recognize the power that you have within yourself, the clarity that you can gain from noticing when your spirit guides want to speak to you, noticing these signs, following those signs, and knowing that it's definitely something they are trying to encourage you to go towards when they come up, when they show you that they're there, when they give you these omens. It's to give you a sign about what areas they want you to pay more attention to, things you need to look out for, people who may not be within your highest good for your highest path. Definitely helping you clear out what no longer needs to be a part of your new life is what I'm getting. It definitely feels like you're moving from an old chapter in your life right now, or just within your life experience, moving away from things you no longer want and moving towards what you want more of. And your spirit guides definitely want to help you to lend more towards that energy, helping you to pay more attention to what it is you do want, what it is you do desire. It definitely feels creative in nature to me. Definitely deep in within your own creative world, and maybe even taking the things that you feel and think about and writing them down or turning them into a creative type of endeavor can help you to connect even more to what it is your spirit guides want you to know and want you to be able to recognize you can do within your existence here. So pile 2, I hope you really resonated with this. Like I said, it's kind of new for me, so I hope you did. If you did, let me know. I hope to see you on another video, and I definitely hope that you connect to your strength and your clarity through your spirit guides. Follow those signs, follow those omens, look deeper within, get a little creative, clear out things you no longer need, and respect your feelings and your emotions. See you next time. Peace and love. Hello, pile 3. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. I was having some lighting issues with the last 2 piles, so I'm hoping third time is the charm. I'm going to get started with the Book of Shadows Tarot deck, the As Above portion, and we're going to start off with ways in which your spirit guides want to speak to you, or ways in which they'll try and get your attention. Please bring clarity to the Kyanite pile, please. It's a very baby deck, so sometimes this one takes a little while. Please bring clarity to the Kyanite deck. Thank you. Alright, what did we get? Oh, interesting. So we got the Runes card. This is, in this deck, supposed to represent, I'm going to make sure it clarifies, represent the Yggdrasil tree, which is from Nordic, I think also maybe Celtic, correct me if I'm wrong, tradition. The runes here are, they're basically like ways in which you can kind of like, you randomly throw them out. It's kind of like I Ching or I Ching. This to me is telling me that pile number 3, your spirit guides want to speak to you through like a hidden, almost in a hidden way, but not necessarily so. I am drawn mostly to the fact that at the Yggdrasil tree is where Odin strung himself up upside down. He hung there for a certain number of days in order to gain clarity on something. This could also just be saying that your spirit guides are definitely trying to speak to you in a way that may not always seem clear. You may really need to use a new perspective in order to understand what it is they want to say, and runes may be one of the best ways to do that. I'm actually going to grab the book because runes isn't something I'm super familiar with, and I want to get you a good answer as to what it necessarily means for you. So give me 1 second. Thank God for flexibility. Okay. That back. Okie dokie. So we're going to see what specifically it says about the Yggdrasil tree. Alright. Here we go. 9 of Air, called the Runes card. I'm going to read it to you as we focus on it. It will focus. There we go. Okay. Runes are an alphabet, and there are several kinds of runes. However, here we are referring to the runes given to Odin, the Norse god, who pierced his own side, oh, he pierced his side as well, and hung for 9 days on the world tree without food or water, sacrificing himself so that he may gain wisdom and know the mysteries of the world. Runes mince no words and do not suffer fools gladly. Blunt, sometimes to the point of obscurity. The mysteries of the word can be found and learned and understood, but at a cost. Sacrifice is required. Knowledge or information or words, which especially in this age, can be had in great quantities for free. Wisdom, however, that must be earned. In addition to using runes as a divinatory tool, runes are often used, and by some witches more often used, as a magical element. Using the runic alphabet, talismans can be created with very specific goals and powers. These can get very complex and precise by combining 2 or more runic letters. Selecting a rune that suits your purpose and carving into a small piece of wood or using a marker to mark it on a small stone are easy ways to create effective talismans. The 9 of Air is a bittersweet card, for it promises great wisdom, but the way to that wisdom includes suffering and sacrifice. Wisdom is not a right we are guaranteed. It is a reward, something earned, and it does not always promise happiness. Interesting that we've gotten that card. To me, because it's a way in which your spirit guides want to speak to you, definitely feels almost like, let alone just aside from runes, also just being about actually writing, maybe even automatic writing is something that I'm getting strongly just intuitively, and that is just when you start writing in your journal, you just start writing. You just start writing stuff, just see what happens, and as you naturally keep writing, you're going to start getting things that come up. You're going to start getting like these hits, these intuitive pulls where you're writing something and you're like, oh wow, why did I write that? Or where did that come from? That can be a way in which your spirit guides are speaking to you, but it can also be saying that your spirit guides want you to know that with the information that they're going to start sharing with you, the information they want you to start receiving, that you will start to feel like sometimes you don't want to know. You don't want to have the clarity. You don't want to know what it is your spirit guides are actually telling you. Sorry, I already shuffled and I got this card, so I don't want to put it away. That they're already telling you. They don't want you to be completely deterred away from connecting more to them based on some things you may learn through your spirit guides. You may find out things about people you don't want to know, or you may come upon information that may not always feel positive, but it is for your highest good. The next card I got from the As Above Book of Shadows was Beltane. This card is about the Lover's card, traditionally, as far as the Sabbath that it represents. This to me is very beautiful, and this tells me that there's probably some kind of divine union or connection that your spirit guides do want to bring into you, or they want you to lean more into, or they want you to recognize the power of. This could be also just in general opening up your heart to spirit, opening up your heart to a higher power, to more divine connections in your life. This also feels like it goes in line with maybe releasing some people or things in your life that are no longer for your highest good, so that you can have a connection that you truly desire. So you can have the type of people in your life that make you feel celebrated, that make you feel alive, that make you feel happy. As far as a day that this represents, Beltane is May 1st. first, if that is a confirmation for anyone who may be watching this. But just in general, Beltane is about celebrating new life, new beginning, love. The maypole is inherently sexual, but this to me, as far as like the ways in which you should connect more to your spirit guides or how they want to connect to you or ways in which you can, is by finding your joy, finding your passion, finding people you feel naturally connected to, naturally divinely a part of your life and feel beautiful for your path, for your highest good. Those are ways in which you'll continue to move forward towards what it is your spirit guides want for you and your path. And they definitely are going to start speaking to you very clearly, even though that runes can be oddly, like, interpreted. I feel like your pile is naturally very intuitive, and you may already know what it is your spirit guides are saying by pulling out this card. But we're going to keep going. This is a very interesting pile. What do you recommend, coming from the Tarot Familiars deck, by the way, the next card? What advice do you have for my Kyanite? Thank you. That was very fast. You got strength. This feels appropriate. The strength card here to me represents that pile number 3, you probably have a very strong, natural, high vibrational energy or natural intuitive energy, or could already be strongly connected to spirit in some way that you may not always lean into. And the strength card coming out here for me is lending to just the wolf energy in general, just that independent, strong, wise, intuitive, very methodical energy. Recognizing the importance of your path, recognizing the importance of the things that are within your path, the things that are on your path that your spirit guides need you to know, information they want to share with you, that they want you to feel that you are strong enough to receive, strong enough to be ready for, because there are connections that are on that path waiting for you, but they want you to have the strength in order to receive them. They want you to have that strength they know you have applied to the ability to move forward with information that may not always lead you towards the path you may have anticipated. But there are beautiful things waiting for you should you choose to connect and continue to connect with your spirit guides. I'm now using the So Below portion. Okay, that was your spirit guides are very quickly speaking to you. You got the World card, which is lovely to me coming out after all this other information is coming to light. The World card is it's at the end of the Major Arcana. So if you're not familiar with that, the Major Arcana starts with the Fool, going into something brand new, don't know what's going to happen, don't know how everything is going to work out. And at the end of it is the World card. Having learned all the lessons through the Major Arcana from 0 to 21, learning all of these lessons, and now you're walking into a new Fool energy, but with the knowledge of all the lessons you just learned. This is telling me you could have been ending a phase recently in your life where you feel like you've literally lived a whole life already, and you're moving into a new phase that they want to be a part of. Your spirit guides want to be a part of this new cycle. They want you to recognize that in stepping into a different type of path, or recognizing that there are some things you know that you may not want to know, that they're important that you use your intuition to truly connect to your newer path. I definitely feel like you could be walking into a newer path that you're not used to, or that you may have been avoiding, or didn't really feel like you wanted to, but you know that you play a larger role. You definitely understand that you play a larger role, and that in choosing to live a different lifestyle than you may have originally anticipated, you will be asked to have more reserve. You will be asked to have more strength and stamina in order to do it, but that you'll have people there who will support you. You'll have the energy of walking into life with the support and knowledge of everything you've already learned, and your spirit guides continuing to encourage you to do that, despite how it may be difficult at times, to live a life that is different than everybody else. That's something I'm strongly getting for you guys. So my camera overheated a little bit, so I had to wait for it to cool off. But while I was waiting, I was just staring at your cards, pile 3, Kyanite, and there's a good portion of the people who clicked on this who probably have already been walking on their spiritual path, or have already been trying to go towards it, or have been feeling a call towards it. And I'm definitely feeling strongly that a lot of you already know the changes that you need to make, or the things that no longer need to be a part of your life, and your spirit guides are strongly letting you know that it is in your highest good to do so, even if it may feel difficult. I am going to go now to my Nature's Whispers Oracle deck to see what else we get. Nature's Whispers, do you have any advice for the Kyanite pile? Any advice for our Kyanite pile, Nature's Whispers? Thank you. We got, oh, love it, expansion. I definitely resonate with this for you guys because I'm feeling that there is this knowledge of a more, normal. I keep getting this feeling like living a normal life versus living a spiritual life definitely feels very drastically different to you. Some of the people who are in your life or on your path may have not really resonated with the choice in doing that and moving to a higher vibration, moving more towards a spiritual connection. The things that stand out most to me in this card are definitely this hummingbird here. That may be something you may start to see more of. You may be feeling this want to escape, to go to another place, another world, another reality. And it's something less of doing that and escaping. What they want you to feel that you have the ability to do is to be more grounded in your expansion, to feel that you can have the spiritual connection in this world, that you don't have to just pretend you're not here and not living in it. The expansion for me is definitely a call to connect more to your spiritual self, to expand more into the potential and capabilities that you have within yourself, within your path, within your own journey, especially with your guides and the knowledge that they want to give to you. I'm definitely getting this strong feeling here that they want to provide you with a lot of information, a lot of important information, not just for yourself I'm getting, but for the collective as well. Like, your spirit guides definitely have information that they want to share with you that they feel you could hold in order to help the vibration of the whole earth, like to help humans in general. I'm definitely getting this feeling that they long to give you things they know you, information that they believe that you could hold firmly to provide for like the collective in general. Ideas, new ways of thinking, new patterns for like the collective in general, new ways to help the earth, new ways to help people in general. I'm definitely getting a strong feeling that there are ways in which the information you'll receive intuitively or through your dreams or actually through very clear signs from spirit of ways in which they think that you could help the collective as well as yourself by choosing to connect more to your spiritual side, your more spiritual self. I'm definitely getting that very strongly for you guys. I'm going to put it up here if it'll stay. Maybe my kyanite will help me, or it's not heavy enough. Okay, I'm going to lift this up a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, let's keep going. Goddess Isis, what advice do you have for our kyanite pile? Seems like you guys have a very large responsibility, but also very great gifts in this pile. Very naturally intuitive and naturally connected to the world, should you choose to connect. Goddess Isis, what advice do you have for the kyanite pile, please? What advice do you have for our kyanite pile, please? Okay. Okay, so I got the Eye of Horus and Truth Unveiled. If you look at the back of this card here, well, actually at both cards, there's another energy of partnership, another energy of teaming up that I'm getting, especially with the alignment of Beltane here as far as having like higher vibrational connections in your life. It's just something that's standing out to me, but I'm just going to read the cards for you. So the first one is Eye of Horus. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Okay. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection, so know that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. This speaks very strongly to me, the energy that I was just getting, that some of you have already been walking on this path, or some of you already understand the natural abilities you have or the power you have, but you may not always feel comfortable to do that in the world that you live in or the reality that you currently have. But your spirit guides definitely want you to, because there is a lot of important information that you could help the collective understand, a lot of things that you could do with your life path that could help the collective in general. All right, that's beautiful. Next one is called Truths Unveiled, which I feel like we already unveiled. Okay, let's see if I can get it to focus. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you, when you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. Trust what you feel, not what appears to be. This, again, is another strong call to me that you are naturally intuitive, naturally psychic, naturally gifted, naturally connected to the spirit world. Ooh. And they want you to expand on that. They want you to connect more to that, to understand the strength of that and its ability to lead you towards a completely new lifestyle, a completely new way of living. A lot of you, like I said, I feel your spirit guides kind of already know that you know. They want you to just have even more confirmation now that yes, they have been trying to speak to you. Yes, you are getting very clear, intuitive messages, and they want you to continue to pour into that. They want you to continue to lean towards that, lean towards connections that will help you connect to that. Find your inner strength to keep going in that way, because it is a completely new cycle for you that will lead to beautiful things. I've got 2 more piles for you. We're going to use the Earth Wisdom deck now. Earth Wisdom, what advice do you have for our kyanite pile, please? Earth Wisdom, what advice do you have for the kyanite pile? Oh. Alright. You guys are getting a lot of advice. You got clarity and transformation. Usually I only get 1. I like that they came in this order because that's how I saw them. Just intuitively, I'm already getting clarity about how you are transforming, clarity about how you are becoming a higher vibrational being, how you're connecting more to your spiritual abilities and your psychic gifts, knowing that you are getting messages from spirit. You do have a higher purpose and a higher plan for the collective and humans on earth in general, and that your spirit guides want to help support you in owning that power and holding that power and knowing that that power is for the beneficial changes of all, that it will help your life and also the life of others as well. And I'm going to read these for you. It goes 17-16, which is kind of interesting, but I'm going to go ahead and read these for you. They recommend a crystal and a herb, as well as having a little saying, so I'm just going to read now. Okay, clarity. Peppermint is what it recommends as the herb, as it clears the mind, encourages communication between both individuals and groups, and enhances perception. Fluorite is a crystal it recommends for you guys that repairs and restructures broken systems. It says, clarity requires the removal of unnecessary thoughts combined with enhanced perception. Clear your mind of wounds and biases and open to the idea of seeing new connections and fresh ways of thinking. The result will be the ability to make what feels like genius-level decisions, no matter how apparently complex the situation. And your affirmation is, my mind is clear. Wounds, prejudices, and biases do not influence my responses or my thoughts. I am able to perceive the world around me clearly, which I love for you guys. That your spirit guides definitely know you have the ability to do that and want you to pour into that affirmation for sure. Alright, next is transformation. Mullein is the herb it recommends. It brings awareness and light to the consciousness, and understanding of one's higher purpose, which you definitely have. Amethyst is a crystal it recommends, which you can see her holding, aids in transformation. Sometimes a change of habit is enough. Other times, only a complete transformation will do. It is time to gain a fuller understanding of your soul's purpose, and that will require transformation. A rearranging of your worldview and practices that bring your actions in line with your ideals. Reach for and embrace your highest vision of yourself. And your affirmation is, I seek transformation. I have a higher vision for myself and move toward it, step by step. I release my old self and embrace who I am becoming. Which I really love for you, and I really hope that you do choose to do, because it's definitely something your spirit guides want you to lean into. It's definitely something, like, I haven't even been setting up most of the spreads like that, but they wanted me to sandwich it. There's clarity now about your strengths, your abilities, and through recognizing that and owning all of this, you will transform, and you will be moving towards a higher vibrational lifestyle and a higher version of yourself as well, which is very beautiful. The final deck I'm going to get clarification with is my favorite. It's the Pleiadian Emissaries of Light. Pleiadian Beings of Light spiritual deck. Let's see what the Pleiadian ancestors have for advice for you. Pleiadian Emissaries of Light. What advice do you have for kyanite? Okay, there we go. That was fast. Conscious breathing. And the back of the card just looks like this. Okay. Conscious breathing. Your breath is your life force. It is both energizing and relaxing. Conscious breaths help you to relax and bring you back to the present moment. Conscious breathing is a simple spiritual exercise to help you relax and let go. Take a few minutes every day to connect to your breathing. Sit quietly, feet on the floor. Slowly inhale, and then exhale even more slowly. Do this several times. Stay connected to your inhaling and exhaling breath. Feel the immediate relaxation that comes from the breath. Release any fear or anxiety. Reciting a word like relax or peace will help to keep distracting thoughts to a minimum. It is easy to do. take this card that encourages you to breathe in and out and let go. Your affirmation is, I am breathing with conscious awareness, releasing tension and stress. And definitely conscious breathing goes in line, I feel, with that expansion card, and recognizing that you know your potential, you know your strengths and abilities, and sometimes it may feel easier to just escape in your mind and go somewhere else and feel like you're not here with the path and life plan that Spirit has for you. And they want you to know and feel encouraged to consciously breathe and be present here. Feel like you can be in this world with your abilities and feel protected and feel like you can have the type of lifestyle that may be a little bit more difficult, but also has the gifts that are at a higher vibration that will only be achievable through connecting more to this side of yourself, connecting more to your intuition, to the responsibilities that may lie within your spiritual path, and know that they are going to be worth it, and that your spirit guides definitely want you to lean into that. They definitely, I'm just getting a very strong encouragement that you have all the tools you need, the strength that you need, the intuition that you need, and the ability to manifest whatever it is you desire to have without feeling like you're losing anything major, because there are gifts waiting for you on this path. So I hope you resonated with those who are in pile 3. I thank you for being here with me for this read. I hope you step into this energy, lean more into your gifts and abilities, and really recognize the change that you can have in your own life, as well as helping the collective as well. I hope to see you on my next pick a card reading or on any of my other videos, and I hope you have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. Peace and love.